Whole grains can spike your blood sugar just like white bread. Yes, even the whole wheat toast you've been faithfully eating, even your warm bowl of oatmeal in the morning, even that quinoa salad you swapped in for lunch. If you're not careful, these so-called healthy choices can raise your glucose just as fast as the refined carbs you thought you were avoiding. Sounds surprising? You're not alone. Most people have been told that whole grains are always the safer option, that switching from white to brown is all it takes. But here's the truth. Whole grains are not automatically diabetes-friendly. It all comes down to how you pair them, how much you eat, and how they are prepared. So if your blood sugar is still high, if you feel tired after meals, or confused because you thought you were eating clean but still not getting results, this video will help you finally understand why. Here's what we're going to cover today. First, we'll look at the 8 whole grains that truly support blood sugar control. Then, we'll talk about how to pair them the right way, with lean proteins, fiber-rich vegetables, and healthy fats. Next, we'll reveal the most common traps that sabotage your efforts, even when you're trying to eat well. We'll go over portion control, preparation methods, and hidden ingredients that can quietly ruin a good meal. And finally, we'll show you how to build balanced plates that are satisfying, practical, and actually help stabilize your blood sugar long-term. Because the problem isn't the grain itself. The problem is how we've been taught to use it. And if you've ever felt discouraged by foods that promise to help but end up leaving you feeling worse, you are not alone. So if this sounds like the kind of real-world advice you've been looking for, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. We make practical, trustworthy health content just like this, designed specifically for older adults who want to take control of their health, one smart choice at a time. 1. Best whole grains for blood sugar control. Here's something that might surprise you. Even among whole grains, some are much better for your blood sugar than others. And unless you're choosing them carefully, that healthy whole grain could still be quietly spiking your glucose. The key is to look for grains that are high in fiber, especially soluble fiber, and that digest more slowly. These grains act like time-release energy. They break down gently, helping you avoid the blood sugar roller coaster that leaves you tired, foggy, or hungry soon after eating. So let's walk through 8 whole grains that are proven to help stabilize blood sugar when eaten in the right way. Number 1. Whole wheat. Let's start with the classic. Whole wheat is often the first switch people make when moving away from white flour. It still contains all parts of the grain, the bran, germ, and endosperm, meaning it keeps its natural fiber and nutrients. That fiber slows digestion, so the carbohydrates release more gradually. But here's the thing, just because something says whole wheat doesn't mean it's automatically good for blood sugar. That brings us to number 2. Number 2, whole grain bread with at least 3 grams of fiber per slice. This one's important. Many breads labeled whole wheat are actually made with a mix of whole and refined flours, and they can hit your blood sugar hard. So here's a simple rule. Turn the loaf over. Read the label. Look for at least 3 grams of fiber per slice. That means the bread likely contains enough whole grains to actually help stabilize your blood sugar, not spike it. Pair it with healthy fats like avocado or lean proteins like egg or turkey, and you've got a much more balanced meal. Number 3. Quinoa. Quinoa is a fantastic grain substitute. Not only is it high in fiber, but it's also a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids. That makes it especially good for blood sugar control. The combination of protein and fiber slows digestion, curbs hunger, and keeps glucose more stable after meals. Use it in warm bowls, grain salads, or even as a morning porridge with nuts and cinnamon. Number 4. Whole wheat flour. This one hides in plain sight. It's easy to assume that all flours are roughly the same, but whole wheat flour is worlds apart from white flour. Because it keeps the bran and germ intact, it has more fiber and more nutrients. That extra fiber slows down how quickly your body turns it into sugar. You can use whole wheat flour to make pancakes, muffins, or flatbreads. Just be mindful of added sugars and sweeteners in your recipes. Number 5. Cornmeal. Now here's one that needs a little nuance. Cornmeal can be part of a healthy, blood sugar-friendly diet, but only if it's the whole grain, stone-ground kind. The problem is many cornmeal products are refined or mixed with sugar. That sweet cornbread from the bakery, it might as well be cake. But true, coarse, whole-grain cornmeal is different. It offers fiber, antioxidants, and a steadier blood sugar response, especially when paired with protein or vegetables. Stick to simple, homemade preparations like polenta or whole-grain corn tortillas and watch your portions. Number 6. Oatmeal. Oatmeal is one of the most powerful grains for blood sugar control when you choose the right kind. Go for steel-cut oats or old-fashioned rolled oats. Skip the instant packets with added sugar. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that forms a gel in your stomach and slows glucose absorption. This not only helps your blood sugar, but it also supports heart health and cholesterol levels. Add cinnamon, chia seeds, or a spoonful of nut butter to boost both flavor and fiber. Number 7. Millet. Millet is a small, ancient grain that's naturally gluten-free and surprisingly versatile. It's high in magnesium and B vitamins, and like other whole grains, it digests slowly. Millet doesn't get the attention it deserves, but it's a great option for blood sugar control, especially when used in place of rice or pasta. Try it in grain bowls, mixed with vegetables, or even as a warm breakfast cereal with fruit and flaxseed. Number 8. Barley. Barley is one of the most powerful whole grains for blood sugar balance. It contains beta-glucan like oats, which not only lowers blood sugar response, but also improves long-term insulin sensitivity. Whole or hulled barley is best. Avoid pearled barley if you can, since much of the fiber has been stripped away. Barley is hearty, chewy, and works beautifully in soups, stews, or even tossed into salads for added texture and fiber. So let's recap. The best whole grains for managing type 2 diabetes include whole wheat, whole grain bread with at least 3 grams of fiber per slice, quinoa, whole wheat flour, whole grain cornmeal, oatmeal, millet, and barley. These grains are rich in fiber. They're slower to digest, and when used properly, they can help you feel full, energized, and steady without the roller coaster blood sugar spikes. Just remember, fiber is your friend, whether it's in bread, cereal, or flour. Check the label and look for at least 3 grams of fiber per serving. Coming up next, we'll show you how to pair these grains with the right foods so they become even more effective for your blood sugar and your energy. Because whole grains are powerful, but they work best when they're not working alone. 2. The art of pairing. Why? What you eat with whole grains changes everything. Here's something that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. It's not just the whole grain that matters, It's what you eat with it, because even the healthiest whole grain can spike your blood sugar. If it's eaten alone, on an empty stomach, or paired with the wrong kinds of foods. But when you combine whole grains with the right foods, you create a meal that works in harmony with your metabolism. It digests more slowly, keeps you fuller longer, and gives your blood sugar a much smoother, more predictable response. Let's break down how it works and how you can start using this strategy right away. First, pairing whole grains with lean proteins. This is one of the smartest moves you can make for blood sugar control. When you eat protein with carbohydrates, it slows the breakdown of sugars in your digestive system. That means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually, giving your body time to respond. You stay fuller longer, you avoid the crash, and your energy stays steadier. So what counts as a good protein pairing? Let's say you're having oatmeal for breakfast. Instead of eating it plain, try adding a scoop of plain Greek yogurt on the side. Or mix in a spoonful of protein powder and top it with a few almonds. Having a grain bowl for lunch? Use brown rice or quinoa and add grilled chicken, boiled eggs, tofu, or lentils. Even whole grain toast becomes more powerful when it's layered with cottage cheese, turkey slices, or an egg. And for dinner, a side of barley or millet paired with roasted salmon or lean beef gives you a hearty, balanced meal that's both satisfying and blood sugar friendly. Second, pairing with non-starchy vegetables. This one is often overlooked, but it's a total game changer. Non-starchy vegetables are low in calories, packed with nutrients, and rich in fiber. They add bulk to your meals without adding much carbohydrate. And that means they slow the absorption of any carbs you do eat, including whole grains. Think of them as the stabilizers on your blood sugar roller coaster. Let's go back to that brown rice bowl. Now imagine it topped with steamed broccoli, grilled zucchini, bell peppers, and a handful of spinach. Suddenly, that small scoop of rice stretches into a big, colorful, filling plate. Or picture a hearty vegetable stir-fry over millet, with mushrooms, onions, and bok choy. Or a fresh tabbouleh made from bulgur, loaded with chopped parsley, tomatoes, and cucumbers. The more non-starchy vegetables you include, the more balanced your meal becomes. And it doesn't have to be complicated. A side salad, a handful of baby carrots, some steamed greens. These simple additions can make a huge difference. Third, pairing with healthy fats. This is where a lot of people get nervous. Fats have been misunderstood for years. But when you choose the right ones and use them wisely, healthy fats can actually improve blood sugar control. Here's why. Fat slows gastric emptying. That means food stays in your stomach longer, and the sugars from your meal take more time to enter your bloodstream. Plus, healthy fats support hormone balance, brain function, and heart health, all of which matter even more when you're managing diabetes. So what does a smart fat pairing look like? Try adding a few slices of avocado to your whole grain toast. Drizzle some olive oil over your quinoa and roasted veggies. Toss a handful of walnuts into your steel-cut oats. Even a spoonful of natural almond butter can turn a plain bowl of oats into a more balanced and blood sugar-friendly breakfast. Just remember, fats are calorie-dense. You don't need a lot. A tablespoon of olive oil, a quarter of an avocado, a few nuts or seeds. That's often enough to do the job. So why does this all matter? Because most people try to eat healthy by focusing on just one food: a whole grain cereal, a slice of wheat toast, a bowl of rice. But the real power comes from the combination. When you build meals that include fiber-rich grains, lean proteins, non-starchy vegetables, and healthy fats, you're not just feeding your body. You're creating meals that your metabolism understands. Meals that keep you satisfied, meals that keep your blood sugar steady, and meals that make it easier to stick with your health goals because they taste good and leave you feeling full. Here's a simple way to remember it. Think in thirds. 1/3 of your plate, whole grains or starchy carbs. 1/3, lean protein. 1/3, non-starchy vegetables, and add just a touch of healthy fat on top. It's simple, it's visual, and it works. Use this anytime you're not sure what to eat. Whether you're cooking at home or building a meal from takeout, just pause and ask, where's the grain, where's the protein, where's the veggie, and where's the fat? If you can spot all four, you're probably on the right track. Coming up next, we'll cover the common mistakes that can quietly undo all this good work. Because even healthy foods, if used the wrong way, can send your blood sugar in the wrong direction. And once you know what to avoid, you'll feel more confident and in control at every meal. And if this kind of practical advice is helpful, go ahead and give this video a quick like. It lets us know you're finding value here and helps more people discover simple ways to take control of their health. 3. Common pitfalls with whole grains, 8:30 to 12 a drug. You've made the switch to whole grains. You're adding oats, quinoa, brown rice, maybe even millet or barley. That's fantastic. But here's where many people get stuck. They do all the right things on paper. But blood sugar still spikes, energy crashes, weight creeps up, and they're left wondering, what am I missing? Often, it's not the grain itself that's the problem. It's the little mistakes that sneak in alongside it. Let's walk through the 5 most common pitfalls people make with whole grains, especially when managing diabetes. Mistake number 1. Added sugars hiding in healthy grain products. This is one of the biggest traps, and it's hiding in plain sight. A cereal box says whole grain. A granola bar is labeled made with oats. A slice of bread says multigrain in big, bold letters. But then you flip the package over, and sugar, or one of its many disguises, is one of the first ingredients listed. High fructose corn syrup, brown rice syrup, honey, cane sugar, molasses, even fruit juice concentrate. The grain might be whole, but if it's drowned in sweeteners, the blood sugar impact can be just as sharp as eating a donut. That's why it's so important to check the added sugars line on the nutrition label. Aim for 0 to very low added sugar per serving, especially for breakfast cereals, flavored oatmeal, granola bars, and so-called healthy breads. Want something sweet? Add your own fruit, a few fresh berries, a slice of banana, or a sprinkle of cinnamon goes a long way without the sugar spike. Mistake number 2. Mixing whole and refined grains. Here's a common one. Maybe you're making rice and decide to do a mix of white and brown rice. Sounds like a decent compromise, right? The problem is, refined grains like white rice digest fast. They override the slower digesting whole grain and spike your blood sugar anyway. So when you mix brown and white rice in equal parts, your body reacts a lot more like you just ate white rice. The same goes for breads that combine whole wheat flour with enriched white flour, or pastas that claim to be 50% whole grain. Whenever possible, go all in. Choose 100% whole grain versions of whatever you're making, and read the ingredients list. Whole should be the first word. Don't let marketing labels fool you. Your blood sugar doesn't read the packaging. It responds to the food. Mistake number 3. Oversized portions of grains plus starchy vegetables. Even the healthiest whole grains still contain carbohydrates. And when you pair them with other starchy foods, like mashed potatoes, sweet corn, or peas, it's easy to overload your plate. Imagine this: a hearty scoop of brown rice, a generous helping of sweet potato, a pile of roasted carrots. It all seems nourishing, but together, it's a carbohydrate bomb. The result? A big glucose spike followed by a crash, leaving you more tired and more hungry than when you started. The fix? Stick to one starchy item per meal. If you're having brown rice, skip the potatoes and fill the rest of your plate with non-starchy vegetables. If you really want both, keep the portions small. Think half a cup of rice, half a small sweet potato. Remember, it's not about restriction, it's about balance. And for your blood sugar, balance is everything. Mistake number 4. Too much butter, oil, or processed meat with whole grains. Now this one is sneaky, because fats slow digestion, and that's usually helpful. But when the fat comes from butter-soaked toast, greasy sausage links, or deli meats full of additives and salt, you're not helping your metabolism, you're adding more stress to it. Too much saturated fat, especially from processed meat, is linked to insulin resistance and inflammation. Two things that make managing type 2 diabetes even harder. So let's rethink the pairings. Instead of smearing your whole grain toast with butter, try mashed avocado or a drizzle of olive oil. Instead of pairing your barley bowl with bacon, try grilled chicken, tofu, or even hard-boiled eggs. And limit cooking oils. Just a teaspoon or two of healthy fat is plenty for flavor and function. The goal is to enhance the benefits of whole grains, not bury them under unhealthy extras. Mistake number 5. Sugary sauces and condiments. This one catches even the most careful eaters. You build a beautiful bowl, brown rice, roasted veggies, maybe a protein, and then you drizzle on teriyaki sauce or sweet chili sauce or honey mustard dressing. Sounds delicious. But here's the problem. Those sauces are often packed with added sugars. Some have more sugar per serving than a candy bar. And because they're liquids, they absorb fast, meaning your blood sugar spikes quickly, even if the rest of your meal was solid. So what can you do instead? Look for low-sugar or sugar-free sauces. Use vinegar, mustard, lemon juice, or olive oil to add flavor without the crash. Or make your own sauces at home using simple ingredients so you control the sweetness. When it comes to condiments, think of them as seasoning, not sauce. A little goes a long way. Now, let's pause for a second. Are you guilty of any of these? It's okay if you are. These mistakes are incredibly common, even among people who are trying to do everything right. But now that you know what to look for, you can start making small shifts that lead to big improvements. Drop a comment below and let us know which of these surprised you most. Or share a pairing or habit you've recently changed. Let's troubleshoot together. Coming up next, we'll talk about portions, prep, and the power of knowing how much is too much. Because even the best whole grain, when eaten the wrong way, can throw your body off course. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. 4. Portion, prep, and the power of the glycemic index. You've chosen the right whole grains. You've paired them wisely. You're even avoiding common pitfalls. Now let's talk about something just as important: how much you eat, how you prepare it, and how your body actually responds. Because even the best whole grain, if eaten in the wrong amount or cooked the wrong way, can still lead to blood sugar spikes. This is where the glycemic index and portion control come in. Let's break it down. First, what is the glycemic index and why does it matter? The glycemic index, or GI, is a scale that measures how quickly a carbohydrate raises your blood sugar. Foods are ranked from 0 to 100. The higher the number, the faster it spikes your glucose. White bread, for example, has a very high GI. It hits your bloodstream fast. Steel-cut oats, much lower. They digest slowly, leading to a more gradual rise in blood sugar. But there's a twist. GI doesn't tell the whole story. That's where glycemic load, or GL, comes in. Glycemic load factors in both how fast the food is absorbed and how much carbohydrate is in a typical serving. Think of it this way. Water can come from a hose or a fire hydrant. The GI is how fast the water flows. The GL is how much water hits you all at once. So a food with a high GI might not affect you much if you eat just a small amount, but even a low GI food can overwhelm your system if you eat a mountain of it. That's why portion size matters just as much as food choice. So what are healthy portion sizes for whole grains? Let's keep it simple. About half a cup of cooked grains, like brown rice, quinoa, millet, or oatmeal, or one slice of whole grain bread, or one small whole grain with tortilla, or about a fist-sized portion of cooked whole grains on your plate. These amounts are enough to give you energy and nutrients without tipping the balance. And if you're unsure, use measuring cups in the beginning. Or think visually. Your palm or clenched fist is a great tool for estimating portions on the go. Remember, this isn't about restriction, it's about rhythm. The goal is to give your body a steady stream of fuel, not all at once and not too little. Now let's talk about prep, because how you cook your grains also matters. Take oats, for example. Steel-cut oats and old-fashioned rolled oats digest slowly. They keep their fiber intact and take longer for your body to break down. Instant oats, on the other hand, are pre-cooked and broken into tiny pieces, so they hit your bloodstream faster, like sugar in disguise. Same food, very different effect. The same goes for other grains. Cooking brown rice until it's mushy. That breaks down the structure, meaning your body digests it faster. Baking or steaming helps keep the grain's structure more intact. Frying, on the other hand, often adds unhealthy fats and breaks down the fiber too. If you want a grain that supports your blood sugar, keep it close to its natural form. Minimize overprocessing. Avoid deep frying. And when you reheat leftovers, try not to overcook them. These small decisions make a big difference over time. So, how do you put all of this into practice? Here's a simple rhythm to follow. Start with a measured portion of whole grains, about half a cup cooked. Pair it with lean protein, non-starchy vegetables, and healthy fats. Cook it gently. Bake, steam, or saute in olive oil instead of frying. Avoid added sugars, sauces, and extra oils, and listen to your body. How do you feel after that meal? Energized, steady, or sleepy and sluggish? Over time, these observations help you dial in what works best for you, because your body has wisdom. And when you eat in a way that respects that rhythm, you'll feel it. Coming up next, we'll pull it all together, how to build a balanced, grain-based plate that's satisfying, nourishing, and built for blood sugar stability. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to make progress. Even one smart swap can make a difference. Let's keep going. 5. Building a balanced grain-based plate, 1500–1830. By now, you know how to choose the right whole grains. You know how to pair them smartly. You even know how much to eat and how to prepare them. Now, it's time to put it all together into something you can see, taste, and enjoy every day. Let's talk about the plate method. It's one of the simplest, most effective ways to plan a blood sugar-friendly meal without counting calories, weighing food, or feeling overwhelmed. Here's how it works. Half your plate is filled with non-starchy vegetables like spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, bell peppers, zucchini, or green beans. 1/4 of your plate is a lean protein, like grilled chicken, tofu, lentils, or eggs. 1/4 of your plate is a whole grain, such as quinoa, millet, brown rice, or barley. That's it. Balanced, visual, and incredibly flexible. Let's bring it to life with a few simple examples. Breakfast. Start your day with a warm bowl of rolled oats. Add a tablespoon of chopped almonds for healthy fats and protein. Pour in a splash of unsweetened soy milk and top it with a handful of fresh blueberries. You've got fiber, protein, good fats, and just the right touch of natural sweetness. It's filling, nourishing, and designed to support your blood sugar for hours. Lunch. Try a Buddha bowl, a colorful, nourishing one-bowl meal. Use quinoa as the base. Add a scoop of chickpeas for protein and extra fiber. Layer on some steamed spinach, sliced cucumbers, and roasted red peppers. Top it with a few slices of avocado and a drizzle of olive oil and lemon juice. This one bowl delivers all the balance your body needs, plus a huge boost of flavor and satisfaction. Dinner. Picture a grilled salmon fillet with a side of roasted broccoli, a scoop of brown rice, and a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds on top. It's simple but powerful, and it doesn't leave you feeling stuffed or spiking later in the evening. Now let's talk about a secret weapon you might be overlooking: legumes. Beans, lentils, and chickpeas are some of the most blood sugar-friendly foods you can eat. They're high in protein, high in fiber, and incredibly low on the glycemic index. That means they digest slowly, stabilize your energy, and help you feel full longer. Try mixing lentils into a whole grain salad, adding black beans to your brown rice bowl, or enjoying a hearty lentil soup with a slice of whole grain bread. These small changes add up, and here's your gentle challenge for the week. Try building just one plate like this. Whole grain, lean protein, plenty of vegetables, a little healthy fat. Notice how it makes you feel, not just in the moment, but hours later. Are you more steady, more focused, more full? That's your body saying thank you. Coming up next, we'll wrap things up with a quick recap and a final message to take with you. Because this isn't just about grains. It's about building meals and habits that help you feel your best. Let's finish strong. Let's take a moment to recap what we've covered. You've just learned about 8 powerful whole grains, like steel-cut oats, quinoa, and barley, that can help support healthy blood sugar levels when used wisely. We explored how pairing your grains with lean protein, non-starchy vegetables, and healthy fats isn't just a suggestion, it's a strategy. Because the right combinations slow digestion, reduce glucose spikes, and leave you feeling fuller, longer. We also uncovered some of the most common pitfalls: hidden sugars in healthy products, oversized portions, greasy toppings, and sugary sauces that quietly undo your hard work. And finally, you now have a visual tool that simplifies it all: the plate method. Half vegetables, 1/4 lean protein, 1/4 whole grain. It's your daily blueprint for building balanced, blood sugar-friendly meals. But here's the most important thing to remember. Whole grains can absolutely be your ally. But like any tool, it's how you use them that matters. So here's your gentle next step. Start with just one small switch. Maybe it's steel-cut oats instead of cereal. Maybe it's cutting back your rice portion and adding more veggies. Maybe it's checking the label on your bread for that 3 grams of fiber. Whatever it is, start there, then build from it. And if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who are on the same journey. Share it with someone you care about who's managing their blood sugar. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior-friendly wellness videos that cut through the noise and deliver what truly works. We're so glad you're here, and we'll see you in the next one.